Y'all, if you just tuning in, man, we live right here on the Vibe Session on Power 214 Radio. I always promise to make sure we have super dope, super talented guests on this show. And I'm excited today, y'all, because today we got the homie Shaney Poo on the call representing Boston.
Yeah, I'm here. What's good, everybody?
Oh, man, it's good to have you on the call, man. How's it up there in Boston right now? How's the weather? Is it still, like, warm, or is it kind of switching over to, like, fall?
I don't know. I always say, like, Boston's pretty much bipolar. You wake up, it's cold. Before you go to bed, it's like 90 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to snow again, so.
Oh, wow.
You really can't tell.
Okay.
You're really rolling the dice when it comes to the weather right here.
I don't think I've ever been to Boston. I've been to a neighboring city, I believe, but I've never been to Boston. So the next time I come up there, I'm going to have to holler at you so you can show me around.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like one place to go to, honestly. So,
okay.
Like one place, you know what I mean? Like, for real.
Well, that puts things into perspective. It's all good, though, man. It's all good. Now, Shane, if someone was tuned in right now and they weren't familiar with you, give us a little bit about the Shaney Poo brand. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, me, number one, born and raised in Boston, travel all around, do shows, just really want to touch the people. Naturally, I'm an artist. I grew up like a visual artist and all that type of stuff. Then, I developed a passion for music as time went along, songwriter, producer, performer, and for me, what I do creatively, it has to come from the heart, it has to come from a place of love, and it has to be something that's just fresh and original, and I really pride myself on just doing just that, making sure I'm bringing something just, something fresh, something new to the table, so it's really something that comes from the heart. You really can't, describe the heart, you can ask somebody, how they feel, but, ask them to describe it. That's pretty hard,
I agree. I completely agree. That's crazy. I can tell that you really have a passion for the music, and I love having guests on my show that are really passionate about the music, because there's so many people that do it because it's fun, or they do it because, it's a fad right now, and I think that just oversaturates the market a little bit, in my opinion,
Yeah, when it comes to this music, like, I do this. Like, this is, like, literally what I do. Like, as we speak, I'm, like, sitting in a studio, so, and it's not even about really just the music, but my music per se. Like, I would have no problem, like, sitting down, helping somebody else out with their music, like, if it comes to something creative, then, like, I'm always there. I'm always down to just contribute and see what I can do. Because I really feel like, as people here on Earth, everybody's really got a purpose. You know what I mean? Everyone's got a purpose, whether good or bad. You fit into the bigger picture of things. And this is just a piece of, like, my purpose. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can dig that. So are you into, like, things like law of attraction and, like, energy? Are you into those things at all?
I learned about the law of attraction earlier in life, how it works. Does it work? Does it not work? I don't really get into, like, specifics with that. Mm-hmm. Me, personally, I just get going. I just get going. If I have an idea, I just want to make sure I can take that idea from my imagination and bring it to the physical. In terms of, like, attracting things, definitely, I feel like there's a lot of truth to that. But at the end of the day, everything always comes back to, to God. Whatever you deem God as, it always comes back to that, in my opinion.
Big facts. Big facts. You just dropped some gems, too. So if he was listening, I hope you caught them jewels that just came out. But I think you said something really, really important, because that implementation piece is everything. Like, bringing an idea from, this is a dope idea to do with the music, with the brand, and this and that. That already puts you ahead of a lot of other people independently trying to grow in this industry, because a lot of people have the ideas but struggle with having that business side, or struggle with actually implementing their ideas into actual things. So So I can see how you're on the fence about it because you're like, look, if I plan it and I do it, it's going to be done, right?
Well, everything, I'm a firm believer that everything starts outside of you. Nothing really starts inside of us. I feel like we're just a vessel for whatever energy is coming through us, and we're just like the pen to the paper. Mm-hmm. That's what we are, the pen to the paper, I feel like. Mm-hmm. So me just being a pen, it is my job to draw on the paper, And, God is the hand holding the pen. So as long as I'm doing my job, I'm happy. You feel me?
That's dope. That's dope, y'all. If you just tuning in, we got Shaney Poo on the line representing Boston. We vibing, y'all. He's a quadruple threat. Artist, songwriter, performer, producer. Very talented guy. Very articulate guy. I have a lot of ladies that listen into my show, and I always ask the guys that are talented, articulate, and they got their stuff together, are you single? I mean, what's going on with the situation? Single? You having fun? You single? You got a girl? What's going on?
I'm like super single right now, like super single.
Okay, ladies, you heard that. And he's talented, okay?
And look at this. I'm not asking for everybody and their grandma to shoot the shot. I'm not saying that. That's just the path, life is taking me down right now. I just feel as if I can't be 1,000% serious and committed to somebody right now because the direction my life is, then I'm not going to put you through that. You know what I mean? I just, you deal with whatever life gives you.
That's mature. See, that's maturity right there. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Like, don't slide in the DMs. You can be selective. It's okay to be selective. You want to be selective, especially when you're talented. You got stuff going for you. You actually have to be selective. So I ain't mad at that.
You know what I mean? We all want to be happy. We all want to be happy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, well, from a female's point of view, how does that tie into like somebody like you? You're driven, you're this, you're that. How does that tie into like relationship goals for like a woman?
Well, for me, it is kind of a struggle because, I'm my own business and my own brand. So every day I work very hard and I have to give a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of effort. Mm-hmm. All of that comes first. So finding somebody to understand that and stand beside that, stand behind that is my biggest struggle, because I want to Netflix and chill. I want to do all the cute things. But since I'm at a time right now where I'm like hungry, and I'm really trying to get to where I'm going, that is just trumping everything for me. It doesn't mean I don't want it, and I have fun as well. I enjoy it, as I'm going on. I have fun. I date. I do little things here and there. But on the grand scheme, I'm trying to get to the bag, and then I just feel like everything else is going to fall in place.
But wouldn't it be a beautiful thing to have just both? You could have the person you want to be with and also be on your grind and making, your dreams come true. Wouldn't that be dope?
That would be the perfect situation for me.
And I'm telling you, that comes once in a while.
Yeah.
Like once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me. We right here with it. If you could see my face. It's all good, though. It's all good. So I want to get into your influences because I was reading your bio and I saw that you were of Haitian descent. So shout out to that. I love the music. I'm definitely always a fan of Haitian music.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about your influences, the different styles that influence you, and some of the stuff you like to listen to.
I'm influenced by everything. Like, I grew up in the church, like not by choice. They forced me when I was a kid, So it's like, just even if you know anything about church choirs, you know what I mean? Like, just the way they sing, the melodies, the choruses, the structure, the music. That was like one of my first introductions to like real music, you know what I mean, as a kid. And obviously as you grow up, you start listening to what you want to listen to, rap, rock, R&B, house, soul, all that stuff. But, like, lately, I've been really listening to everything. But what's really been, like, really my thing is, like, just, like, pop music. Like, I really like pop music, believe it or not. It's like, I feel like pop music is something where it can, like, reach, like, everybody in a type of way. But it's, like, it's all based on who's really making it. You know, like I go back to like the 80s. I look at 80s pop music, 90s pop music, even a lot of today's pop music, you know, and I just try to create from the standpoint of like, yo, what would this person in like Africa be listening to? How about this person in Europe? How about this person over there in Brazil? How do they feel about this? You know what I mean? Because like for me, music is such a global connecting thing. I want to make sure that like, you know, not just somebody from around my block could listen to something, but someone from across the globe could listen to it. You feel me?
Man, listen, Shaney Poo is dropping so many gems on y'all, and y'all not even woke. Y'all asleep right now.
Yo, no lie, I just woke up from a nap, literally. Like, just woke up from a nap. So, like, I'm good. I'm energized. Let's go.
You energized. You had one of them quick power naps. You know, they say that right timing on your nap can be everything. You wake up, your mind is focused, everything is just lit.
Oh, for real. For real. Naps just ain't for kids no more, you know? We can take naps, too.
Okay, I can dig it.
You know
listen,
I mean?
Don't sleep. Because he knows what it takes, man. I'm definitely going to be following your journey and keeping up with you. Because you make dope music. So shout out to that.
Thank you.
Shout out to the influences. I definitely want to touch on that because, like, most of us, I feel, get into music because we want to get to that point where we really made our impact. I know you mentioned that a little bit earlier. Like, you know, everybody has a place. But when you think about legendary artists that changed the game, that had longevity, that's household names in any city, any country, across the world, when you think about those people, the Michael Jacksons and all of these people, God, I can even say Beyonce. Like, if we want to go like a pop route, these people can go to any country and just be known, and people can speak in different languages, but know every word to their song still in English, but they don't even speak English.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like sometimes, you know, I'll be on Instagram and I'll randomly talk to people from different countries, and like a lot of them won't speak English, but you know exactly how you said, like it don't matter. There's a certain language that art speaks that it's not really a language. It's just like you feel it. You know, it doesn't matter where you're from. You feel it. But like obviously, you know, people like the Michael Jacksons, the Whitney Houstons, the Beyoncés, the this, the that, you know, these people like have put in decades of their life into like what they do. So it's like it's only right to use them as like inspirations or like as reference points on how to do this or how to do that. Or a lot of the times I just wing it. And I literally just wing it.
Okay. All right,
you know
y'all heard
like,
it. And I want to get into, I'm looking here at your bio. So your genre specifically is called Black Pop, B.L.A.C.
Yeah.
Tell us how that joint came about.
It's an acronym. It stands for Because Love Always Conquers.
I love that.
You know what I mean? It just goes back to what I was saying earlier. Just like everything I do, it has to come from the heart. It can't be, oh, this is going to be a cash grab, or, oh, this person will like this, so I'm going to do it just because they'll like it. It's like, nah, I really got to feel it. I got to see it in my mind. It has to really be me. It can't be me trying to be somebody else. So, like, by me always having that name right there, Black Pop, it always reminds me, like, yo, this is why you're doing it. You know what I mean? For no other reason besides this. You know, so this keeps me grounded, level to the ground, you know?
I like that. Because love always conquers, y'all. It's a whole movement. You feel me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this stuff comes to me. It just comes, and I just want people to, like, you know, to feel the way I feel when I create. That's it.
That's it. And it shows. It shows through your authenticity and definitely through the music for sure. And we're going to get into that in a few minutes here. But before we go there with your new music, I also saw that you do a little bit of acting. So you're like a quadruple threat. I saw that. What's going on with the acting side?
Yo, back in like, I think it started around like 2014, 2015. Like, people just started hitting me up and was like, yo, you should act in this and act in that. And of course I'm going to say, yeah, you know what I mean? Of course. So like I had some friends, they're directors, you know, shout out to Color Wave out there. She put me in one of her films. Shout out to Rochelle Cook. She put me in one of her films, you know. And for a while, I was just really, really enjoying doing the whole acting thing, you know, because it's like, it's just an extension of, you know, creativity. You know, you get to like not be you for like an hour or two, and that's cool. I feel like.
Yeah, that's dope. And really, a lot of people say, and I could be a little biased, but a lot of people say that artists, passionate artists who are good at emoting things on their face become great actors, because as an artist yourself, we know that when we are out in the world or when we get out on stage or when we do whatever, we're our artist name. You know what I mean? Like I'm Nefertiti when I pull up to Power 214. You know, but when I wake up at 3 a.m. with my bonnet on, I'm just me, you know what I mean? But we also know how to click that on when we need to as far as artists. And I think that's why they say artists do make great actors, because it's kind of already in us to be able to, you know, just give that persona that people love to see and hear. Yeah. Part of being an artist is that. Your personality, your persona, you make people laugh, or you're good to look at, all of those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, true acting is an art, and if you're an artist, you can do it. You can do it. But it's funny you mentioned the whole, you know, makeup, switching to the bonnet thing, because I heard this quote years ago, and I think it was a famous rapper already. He said, rappers today are more like wrestlers. I'm like, what do you mean? Then, like, I go back in my mind to wrestling when I used to watch it, you know, and these guys, they had personas they put on. They were in the stage, and they perform in front of the people. They would fight this, and that. They had these cool names and costumes and everything. And, like, I'm like, wow, you know, that person was right. Rappers are kind of like wrestlers. Because, you know, not speaking of every single person down to the T, but the most of the point he was trying to make was, you know, some of these guys, they have these cool names, you know, these cool costumes, you would say. You know, but sometimes they go home at night and they're a different person. They can just relax and just be themselves.
Be themselves.
You know, but
exactly.
Me personally, I like to be the same person on and off the camera. The same person. That's who I want to be. I don't want to be anything else but myself. Because I think it would really, really suck spending the rest of your life pretending to be something that you're not. I think that would just suck. Yeah,
no, you're right.
Money you're paying, you know what I mean?
And it's a spectrum. Like, it's a spectrum of it, you know, because me personally, like, you know, I have a certain image. So as much as I might want to, as much as I twerk at the club or, you know, in the privacy of my own home, I might not want my whole ass on my Instagram. So I might filter some things. So for me, it's really, I get exactly what you're saying. You want to be yourself 100% of the time. But, like, I find myself, sometimes, especially since I'm a lady, sometimes I want to filter, because sometimes I got a potty mouth, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to work on myself. I'm not going to cuss every other word today. I'm going to do every fifth word today. Work in progress type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Question. As a lady who's obviously doing her thing, like, do you feel like you got to work, like, 3 times as hard?
You know what? To be completely honest with you, I feel like I have to work harder, but even to take that a step further, I have to work harder to be taken more seriously and actually be respected. You know, that's, I think, for women in the game, that's the thing. Because, you know, we can't act like men, it's not a man's world, right? And the industry is a man's world.
It's definitely a man's world.
So that's the only, it is a man's world. And women, we always find ourselves learning how to navigate in it. It's not like you can just be in the world just because. You actually have to, like, learn how to navigate as a woman in this male industry. It's some guys that won't even listen to a woman when they open their mouth. Like, who's this woman talking? Shut her up.
It's funny because, like, I like hearing things like this because, like, I'll never know how that really feels. I'll never know. I've experienced the whole having to work twice as hard stuff, but that's just because, you know, certain cliques or, you know, they keep to themselves or whatever. But, like, that's definitely some dope insight right there.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. And for me, you know, it's not a matter of being upset about how it is. It's just, you know better, you do better. Or, like, if I meet someone who I realize is hard to work with, or I feel like it's going to be something extra from experience, I just learn how to do better over time. I learn how to deal with this person on this. I guess I deal with different people on different levels and try to meet them where they are is the best way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, throw on that game face, you know?
Yeah. So if somebody meet me with an attitude, I'm gonna throw it right back, kind of thing.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you.
But it's the only way not to get swallowed in it, because you got to hold your own, you know?
Yeah, that's a big part about just staying grounded. You know what I mean? Like, this industry, this world, whatever, will pull you left and right. But you got to be able to be grounded so people just can't keep pulling you left and right, you know?
Exactly. And they see I'm only 5 feet pimping. They see my little self
Oh,
and this
really?
little face. Yeah, I'm short and I look like a baby doll in the face. So they be like, man, get this little girl out of here somewhere. So yeah, that's the only thing. But, you know, it's all part of the process. And we all have our process. We all have our journey. And what I love about you, you have a firm grasp of, you know, because indie artists, some indie artists don't have a clue. And I can tell you have a firm grasp of at least the industry on a level where you understand it, you understand the music that you make, you understand the power of the music you make and the passion behind it. And I think that's super dope about you. And to take
I wasn't always that way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, me neither. But we grow, we learn, and those of us who want it bad enough will adjust as we go. I think that's the worst thing, is being stuck in your ways. That's like the worst thing anybody can do.
Yeah.
It's an older lady who I know, who I always find reading, learning how to do new things. You would think at that age, it's like, oh, I've lived and I've done a lot of things, so I'm good. To see her still learning how to garden or whatever she wants to do, is like, dog, you could never stop learning. You could never stop learning how to do what it is you're trying to do, so...
Yeah, and never be too stubborn to listen to somebody. Never be too stubborn, you know?
Another major key alert. You know what? I need to get that little drop on my show. Every time somebody drop a major key, we need to hit the button.
Major key alert. Are you going to have the Khaled voice with it? The Khaled voice?
Yes, exactly. Major. I can't even do it.
I endorse that. I'll endorse that for real.
All right, and I'm going to shout you out because, you know, we came up with it as we had you on the show. So we're going to have to give you some credit for that.
Cool. You keep it. I'm good.
All right.
I'm chilling.
All right. Only because you said so. Now,
Right.
you got a joint that I want to get into. Let the people hear that you released called Pretty Brown Eyes. So tell us a little bit about how that came about.
I started creating this song around 2017. Around that time, I was living in New Jersey, trooping it back and forth from New York and Jersey, just performing every week, every night. And I started making that song after I came out with a song before that called Goldmine. And it had a particular sound to it. You know, the sound is called zouk. It's like a traditional music from Haiti, an island called Cape Verde, and it's somewhere in West Africa as well. And I produced the song myself. I was sampling like old school zouk songs, you know what I mean? And I hit a vein that I really, really liked, so I kept on experimenting with it. So after I made Goldmine, I just kept on experimenting with new types of this and new types of that. Then I came up with the beat for Pretty Brown Eyes, and I just kind of held on to it for like a year and a half. You know, I was doing other stuff. I was traveling, you know, life was happening. And then when I finally started to bring the song back out, started to work on it, I was just like, yo, let's do a video to this. You know what I mean? And I went to my friend, you know, shout out to Color Wave again. You know, we sat down, came up with a loose concept, and we planned it and we executed. That's what all it really, really was. And, you know, we had some amazing people working with us. You know, my dude Tata, he's part of Trendstream out here in Boston. He filmed and edited the whole thing. You know, Cricket, she was the lovely camera girl in the video. Also, Meek Perez, she was the lovely lady in the video as well. And we really just had a really, really good time shooting the video, you know what I mean? As independent, we're all independent artists. It was just so dope to see people come together and just make something happen, you know, all egos aside. You really just had a good time doing it.
Dope. So we going to let the people hear it right here in Dallas and all over the world, because we be having listeners listening from all over. So Shaney Poo, if you could just hold the line for us, we about to get into this record real quick. It's the Vibe Session, y'all. It's Power 214 Radio. You heard it first right here on the Vibe Session. This is Pretty Brown Eyes.
Hey, you good?
Yeah.
Yo, you ready to do this?
Let's do this.
Let's go.
She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. You won't find her in the magazine, find her in the internet. Type of lady to write at a budget before she gets a check. Pay respect where it's due, so I'm looking at her. Graduated from the top, no alma mater. She got her neck blinged up, got her wrist blinged up, earlobe all the way to the pinky ringed up, like Cleopatra before and after. Walking through the life that she's filled with laughter. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. She got pretty brown eyes, and I should probably phone home. I'm calling it a night, I bet my plate is stone cold. Meal on the table and a meal in my bed. We was running in the streets so crazy in our heads, and I know you know we got something that I want. Goes both ways, neither of us confront. Skin brown like the color of apartheid. She's the type of lady that can take you to the far side. Told me she's too busy to see me, she work a part-time. That's alright, I'll see you when I call you on my downtime. Think it was around 9, not into wine dine, but she was a dime so we could watch the moonshine while sipping moonshine. Oh yes, pretty brown eyes, into me so crazy, oh why? She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave alone. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just wanna take you home. She got pretty brown eyes, and I just can't leave.
Everything pretty and everything working. I can tell you about the shake it, make it hurt, and I just wanna know what you about. And I don't wanna come out my pocket with an amount. Yeah, real pretty, and my eyes are sweet, like so damn brown, like 2 round cheeks. And I really want to get to know you more, so you should come out with me through the back door.
She got pretty brown eyes, she got pretty brown eyes, she got pretty brown eyes, she got she got pretty brown eyes, she got pretty brown eyes, she got pretty brown eyes, she got
All the way down from your head to your toes, coming through all of my eye shows. I just wanna treat you to something nice. Pretty brown eyes go ooh.
Was the one, took a one, took a one, took a one.
Yes, y'all just heard Pretty Brown Eyes by Shaney Poo. Dope record, man. Can they get that joint everywhere online? Is it available on all the streaming platforms?
Yeah, you can find it everywhere you listen to music. Me, I prefer YouTube because that's where the video is at.
Dope. Okay. All right. Well, drop your YouTube for us.